You know, I forgot to do that. Okay, and
What'd you miss?
oh, I gotta take this little button here.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. Whoops, back again. Hey, this is one of those reasons, again, we need a tech.
Yes.
We need a tech just to kind of run things because we got way too many buttons and things to push and whatnot. So, yes. Anyways, hey, welcome to another edition of Modern Day Thrive. I am your host, Dean Baker, and as with me in the opposing screen here is George Weber. How you doing, George?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I am good. I've been off for a couple. We've been off for 2-3 weeks now, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been working on a project and trying to get some stuff for the show, and you've been away, and so we've kind of,
And I've some other projects I've been working on too. I've been traveling a little bit. I was in Atlanta. I was in Dallas.
Fun times.
Go out and working on stuff. So, but yeah, now I'm back. I'm kind of grounded, settled. Interested to really kind of kick off 2022, even though we're like a month in already.
Yeah, 2 months now.
2 months in. So,
still early though.
Yeah,
Years do fly by though.
Still early.
Very quick. Before you know it, it's going to be December.
Absolutely. I have been trying to work on this whole sharing the stream, and for some reason
It's not liking it.
So tell me how the last week or two have been working for you here.
Pretty good actually. Work's been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And trying to get my first year of business taxes rolling. A little new for me, so I'm kind of trying to get through it because I'm including a lot of write-offs in the house. I'm going to write off an office and stuff like that. So I just got to figure out how all this stuff works.
Cool.
So I'm working on that now. I've already extended it, so I'm not pressured on necessarily on time. But
when's the first in this quarter? When's the first when you open up an LLC and there are tax there's a first filing or something like that?
Yeah, it's now.
Now,
I think it's
right now.
Yeah, it's fairly like right around this time frame. So.
Yeah, or you have to submit your.
But I've extended it, so it should be okay for. I think because I asked him the other day, I think it was like November, and I'm like, well, I don't want to wait till November. I want to get it done.
Okay.
But I want to do it right, and I want to understand it. So the next time around, remember a lot of the stuff I did through like Excel sheets because I didn't have the business account started. I didn't have all the bank accounts. Now it's all linked. So anything I do in and out of those accounts should already be there, which should make it a lot easier next year.
Okay.
So, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year as far as purchases. A lot of it's just going to be investments. Kind of going to let the mining stuff do its thing, because it's kind of already producing, and hopefully utilize it to kick off some other ventures. I got quite a few other ventures I want to get into.
Okay.
some real estate. Nothing like, I'm not buying properties yet, but like, there's a lot of real estate investment trusts out there that are a little bit longer term, have
Okay.
pretty decent returns. So I'm going to be looking at them, but a couple of them, minimums like $1,000. You got a small arena at this level. When you bump up to the next level and you have more money to invest, it opens up the door to a lot more stuff. But you got to be accredited, and that requires a lot more
Okay.
involvement.
Well, it's not like you're trying to be a public traded company or
No,
anything like that.
no
You're-
interest in that. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be at a point where I'll be a customer-facing company. I don't need it.
Okay.
I'll be a investment-facing company. I'll be facing investments, all over the place. But not directly with the need to have a website, because I'm just not catering to anything. I'm not bringing in anything like that today. Maybe later, I may come up with some options that make sense.
Okay.
You know,
Well, if I hadn't said it and you can't read it, it says please like, follow, and share this webcast. This is lets people know we're out there. Please share the love.
please.
Thank you for the share. Also, what else do we have in here? We also have. I'm trying to think. We're gonna try it, even though we didn't test it. We're live, so you can always give us a phone call if you're checking in with us. Hey, it looks like we got a couple of likes already.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
So, yeah, thank you very much for the likes. Interesting crypto week.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been a couple crazy weeks, actually. It's kind of seeming like maybe it may be coming out of it, where it's kind of, starting to ramp back in the right direction. But yeah, it's been a little, but that's expected. I mean, it really is.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and share it.
I think if anyone expects it ever to go up and up and up and up and never come down, you're in the wrong field.
We're gonna
that's like
jump
fairyland.
in and share it. If hopefully it's very readable here. That right off the bat, Bitcoin is up.
I can barely read it, but that's,
We'll make it full screen.
Yeah.
You can go full screen on there. Just so
hey, look at there.
you can read it. Look at that.
I can look at.
I'm
I can
gonna
read it
try
better.
and zoom in a little bit more.
There you go.
Boom! There we go. That should get us there. Nice.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm fairly heavy into Bitcoin. I know, right now you're not, but because I mine it.
I have 10
That's why.
whole dollars I got last week by referring somebody.
I
So-
never got the $10 from when you set up. I
Yeah,
really
well-
don't know if I can go after him and say, "Hey, where's my $10?"
Which one am I on? My mic seems a little hot, so okay. How about now?
That better?
Yeah. Okay. So I referred somebody to Bitcoin and
Nice.
or not to Bitcoin, to Coinbase, and of course she got $10. I got $10, and it showed up within hours.
You were nice enough to tell her about all the training courses, right?
Yeah. So
I love those.
and go figure. I got that $10 just before Bitcoin took a launch.
Yeah.
So my $10 is now worth like $11.
All
I'm like,
right.
ooh, yeah. I am just awesome. I can't believe it. It actually went up that much.
Yeah.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Bitcoin has large
That's like
swings,
10%. Well, wait a minute. $10, 10%. Did Bitcoin go up 10%? Yes, it did go up
Yeah,
10%.
I think it
so
has.
that's what that's how that works. So yeah, I can even
I mean, I like coins in general.
Let's look at Bitcoin.
The only reason I do Bitcoin is because of the mining.
I'm going to
that I
hide
do.
my wallet,
Yeah.
in here, just so you know. Let's look at this madness here. That was a day. Let's go back to a week. So
There you go.
I
That
had to have been here at 37, something like that, when
when you get in.
when I invited, I sent my thing over to somebody at 37. Now it's up to 43, 44. It's been jumping around, hit 45. So there's a lot of happy people that Bitcoin's bounced back, and Some of the other ones I've been looking at, remember how I said, where is it? Well, Shiba Inu I'm liking.
Shiba.
Even though it shows a 6% drop, I still like Shiba Inu.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's a young coin,
and
so it's
there's
gotta
my
need time
friend
to mature.
Algorand, which I'm kind of flattened, but I still have high hopes.
Yeah.
High hopes.
Well, you'll have a high upside
And
because of the amount you have.
Decentraland is looking pretty sparky right now. So,
That still says down 5.79, but it's based on what number, I
but,
guess it's based on the week.
So if I click on that, and I'm going to jump away from my wallet right there. I want to share my too much here. So in a week, it has climbed from 268
Nice.
to 318, bouncing up and down here. I'm totally liking it. Oh, just saw it. Increased a penny right there.
Right in front of your
Just
eyes.
right there. Love it.
Well, the thing that's beautiful about the cryptos is they're 24/7 versus, some of the other ones that, are either only a week or 24/5, which is Forex.
Right.
Which I'm also interested in, but I just don't have the time right now to manage it. So
That Solana is looking, I don't know if that's up or down, but it says it's down. At the
it says
moment,
it's down, but again, it's down based on whatever chart you're on. So if it's a week, it still could be up based on pull it up and then look at the long chart.
All right. So if I went into here in Solana, I have no Solana, so there's nothing I can show you or not show you.
Yeah, if you click on all at the top, it'll give you the chart. Now see,
Oh yeah, well
This is what you
What
always-
is that? A year ago, January. It was.
I mean, it depends on when you buy in,
$3.
obviously.
Now it's
Yeah.
it maxed out at 260.
Mm-hmm.
But this hasn't quite found its feet yet because it's jumped up to 160, 190,
Mhm.
then up to 260. Now it's at one.
Well, that retracement was probably at the same time that
117.
Bitcoin went down. So it really depends on where it's
And then a
settles
month,
that going up.
155. It bottomed out at 84 just in the last month. Hits one and in the teens. So it's we hear a lot of things about some of these coins, which is kind of why I'm showing you these. Ethereum, they're like Bitcoin. They're gonna just they're pretty valuable. Cardano, we've been watching. Solana, I think Polkadot has no. I'm not really watching that. Dogecoin's been pretty much 15 cents for a while.
Yeah.
And Shiba is actually Shiba is up. It
How many
just happens
Shiba?
to be down.
You have what? How many Shiba again now?
I got a lot of Shiba.
Yeah,
I got a lot of Shiba.
Shit ton. So if it
Yeah.
ever goes up to even 10 cents, it's worth a
Yeah,
a decent
it's
amount of money.
I'm doing all right. So
Yeah.
I got a lot of Shiba. Because I'm buying it cheap.
Yeah.
And granted, what the worst case scenario?
Well, you bought it on a dip again.
Yeah. So, Chainlink, our friend Joe had always kind of talked about Chainlink, but
Mhm.
Stellar. I've got some Stellar, and it has done nothing for me.
I meant to tell you, it bounced up last week.
Did it?
I don't know how much and how high it would have needed to go
And
to
I-
tell you
again,
to
get out of.
let me get out of it.
Get out at 23 cents. So let's go look a year ago. A year ago, which I probably got in when it was, 50 cents.
Yeah.
40 cents.
Mhm.
That's when I bought in, and it's been half that. So, it's just, I might have $20 worth of it. So it's
Yeah.
nothing I'm going to sweat over. And I just park it,
A
park
lot
it.
of these we got from the free stuff too. That kind of got you going. So
Yeah, and of course, looks like it made its first real entry in 2017, and it's been just kind of going a roller coaster ride. So, looks like it went heavy coming out of the gate, and then it kind of would have liked to have caught it, at a penny
Yeah,
or
right.
a dime or
Mhm.
something. But, we're not talking that much.
No.
It hasn't really moved. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about, just kind of chucking it.
Yeah.
You know,
Just take the loss and move on.
no, well, I mean, you know, put it into a coin that's actually doing something. You know, you know, in the last couple of weeks when I'm traveling, I'm with a group of people and we're talking about it, and some are very old school,
Yeah.
investments. You know, I got my 401k and I got my, you know, I'm invested in certain stocks that are doing, you know, blah
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. And he's like, you know, I talk about, you know, crypto, and he's like, well, I don't know who that is or what they're doing or how they're doing it, and you know, how are they, you know, there's no,
Not getting my money.
you know, there's no, you know, and I'm like, well, all right, so, you know, and so how much of the companies that you are invested in?
Yeah.
All right, you might have Apple. How much do you really know about Apple?
Yeah.
And how do you think that if all of a sudden Apple tanks, you know, all the leaders that own
God knows how much stock.
billions more shares than you, do you think they're going to sell first before you get to it? You know, let's look at this and go, you know, when it does go horribly wrong, it goes horribly wrong for all of the little guys.
Yeah.
You know, the big guys usually just say somehow they happen to know how to get out before anyone else gets in.
I get that
You
little
know.
secret door.
You know, so I think there's a lack of trust in traditional stocks.
Sure.
You know, there's just way too many people. There's way too many cooks in the soup. Let's just call that. You know, there's way too many cooks in the soup. You don't know who's doing what to who and where.
Yeah.
You were mentioning earlier today just hedge funds and stuff like that, and how many stocks and how many other companies are
They can
you
be
know
vicious.
invested in hedge funds.
Yeah.
You know, because they can see some profits. But what happens when things go bad?
Yeah.
It wasn't just a little over a year ago when that whole thing with
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it was over a year ago.
Holy cow.
You know, when
Getting old.
when GameStop kind of got, you know, there was a big run on GameStop, and
Yeah.
I had a hedge fund connected to that particular thing, and of course they survived it, but still,
They
you
got
know,
lucky that there were people watching and there were people with money because they sworded that off. If they hadn't done what they did,
right?
it would have tanked it, you know, and they would have probably walked away with billions, you know, in the process of doing that.
Well, you know, it's I just lost my StreamYard. Did I bounce out?
I'm seeing your share.
Okay, well, I'm kind of like, where did I go? Oh, right. Oh, right, there I am. Okay, so I just kind of took us full screen.
Gotcha.
Fun. So, you know, I think, you know, anyone looking at or avoiding ignoring crypto just for that sole, I mean, it is new technology.
Sure.
You know, are these the same people that, you know, 30 years ago are going, cell phones will never replace a landline, and
I got my good old
the
beeper.
IBM typewriter, you know, will never be replaced by a computer, you know, I mean, just all those things, you know.
It was nothing forever. I mean, GE was probably one of the most popular stocks to own back in the time, and look what happened to them. You know, they're not even on the stock exchange anymore.
You know, part of another interesting one, I was traveling, I was in a rental car, and the rental car was, for the most part, I would say 70% self-driving.
Okay.
It
Nice.
was a Toyota RAV4.
Mm-hmm.
It had corrective steering and corrective braking. So basically, all I had to do was set the speed I wanted to go and pick a lane. Okay, and it knew the car in front of me when he was braking,
Yeah.
or she, and it would stop, and it would, you know, and it would actually stop the car. I mean, we're talking 6, 7, 8 car lengths ahead.
Yeah.
That car slowed down, I slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
That car sped up, I go back to normal speed.
Nice. Nice.
And if it didn't like how it kept nudging me this way and nudging me this way.
Yeah.
If it didn't like I was riding too close to one lane, it nudged me back.
I
It
wonder what
nudged
happens
me
when
back.
you get into one of the situations where they're working on the road and all of a sudden the lanes are gone.
I do not know if it's reading the lines in the street or if it's reading the vehicles around you, because the lines are a constant. But when a vehicle comes close,
Yeah.
it nudges. So it's got sensors. I mean, drone technology has incredible sensors, so it can actually read trees flying
Gotcha.
through the woods.
Yeah.
So there's not a big mystery that cars can actually see other cars.
Yeah.
And I was telling that to one of the other guys. I was saying, well, look, it took me a while to get used to it because I feel like I'm getting nudged.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm fighting the car. And then after a while, I kind of took a little lighter grip on the steering wheel and I took my hands off. And then the car says, put your hands back on the wheel. All right. And so I'm
Not that
getting to
kind
a
of vehicle.
point here. And this point is, let's take this. Let's
Yeah,
get
you can
off
drop
of
that
this.
then.
We don't need to be watching. So my point is, and we have a comment. Hey guys, I bought some XRP. What is XRP? I will look,
Is that Ribble?
It might be.
Who is that? I'm on full screen now, so I can't see.
XRP. I don't know what XRP is, but I will find out in a second.
I think that's Ripple.
XRP is not tradable on Coinbase.
Yeah, that's Ripple, I think.
Is it Ripple? Okay.
Yeah, so, and I never did look into what exactly happened there, but I know there's a lawsuit pending.
Oh yeah.
And I know a lot of other platforms you could stake it for interest.
Okay, so it's a staking coin then.
Yeah, you can stake it for interest, and
Hey Donnie, what site? What are you on? Like Robinhood or where? How did you buy Ripple?
I don't think it's Robinhood.
Well, you go ahead and write it in the chats.
Yeah.
So I'm going to continue with my story. So I'm telling this guy, and he's like, I could never do that. I'd have to shut that off, And I'm like, yeah, but dude, where are we heading right now? There's so many cars on the road, and I'd be fine with me set it and forget it. Get in the car, hit my destination, hit go, and maybe not have to worry that I'm going to get in a wreck that some other person isn't going to wreck me.
Yeah.
And of course, we're a long ways away from
Trust wallet.
Trust
Gotcha.
wallet. Okay.
I got that
We're a
too.
long ways away from because all cars would have to have this technology. So somebody with their vintage 1970s Mustang is probably not going to have that technology. So
Yeah.
But if you're going to have an old car like that, then, you don't want to bend it up either. But
Yeah.
but they do get bent up.
Sure.
And, so I'm telling this guy about this technology, and he's in the car with me, and I'm going, and it feels, we all feel it, kind of like, look at this, check this out. He's just kind of moving me around.
Probably thought you were drunk at first.
And and he's like, yeah, well, I'm about to teach my son how to drive, and if these cars are a thing, my kid will never know how to drive. So my response to was, well, there was a time when somebody says, my kid will never learn how to ride a horse.
Yeah.
Because we don't use horses anymore.
Yeah, it's not
We use
horseback.
cars now, So 100 years ago, when we really stopped using horses for daily transportation, yes, your son will never know how to ride a horse, unless you really want him to know. But the idea is that technology will change and will move and will,
Yeah, sure.
So I'm just kind of...
I was watching something and kind of along those lines, and I think it's Arizona. They're doing a lot of self-driving cars in Arizona right now.
Yeah. Well, it's coming from the West
Yeah.
Coast, a lot of self-driving out there. It's I'm seeing technology coming in just every car now,
Yeah.
Hyundai, Kia, everybody's got at least the assistive, and
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about self-driving. It's going to come.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But the assistive is pretty damn close to self-driving.
Yeah.
I had to get it up to speed. I had to, brake, and when you stop, everything's based on the speed control, cruise control.
Gotcha.
So everything's based on that. So I still had to get it to cruise control, put it in cruise control, and then it kind of took over from there.
Gotcha.
And if I was like rubbernecking and looking around, I know that at least the car is going to say that the car is going to actually stop me if I do something stupid,
Yeah.
like take my eyes off the road or something like that. So I thought, I might actually enjoy going on long trips in my car. If I had that assistive, whatever, corrective steering, corrective braking, and what's next after that? That's this year. 2 years ago wasn't really. They just started putting things like now they have cars that can parallel park.
I've seen that. That's
They
pretty cool.
have
Actually,
cars that can parallel park. Yeah, but my son will never learn how to parallel park. I'm like, well,
that may be a good thing.
okay, I'm sure the insurance companies would love to not have to pay out, all the dings and the damage and and I'm sure we as drivers would love to not get hit with speeding tickets and, I don't want to say drunk driving, but you get tickets for making bad decisions sometimes, which means
That's a good point. Is that's how they're going to get out of it? Well, my car's driving. I'm not driving.
Right. I had to
had
think
too
about
much to
that.
drink.
Would speed really be a thing? Because if the cars will actually modify your speed based on what the
allowed,
conditions are,
Yeah.
then maybe we can do away with speeding tickets.
I would almost say at some point that may become mandatory, where they're only going to let the car.
I had
do
to
what it
think.
can
I was like, I would have told the police officer, I said, "Sir, there are two drivers driving this vehicle right
do.
now.
Me and the computer.
If I got pulled over for speeding, I'll be like, I'm driving a probably more safe vehicle than you are driving.
Yeah.
Your police car, because I know your police car isn't corrective.
Not yet.
But I'm probably driving one of the most safest cars on the road today.
Yeah.
And I'm still driving it. It's just now it's actually going,
Yeah. Think about this. Think about this.
Imagine a car going, if I fell asleep, the car would have, have kept me in the road, probably braked. I don't know all the features it was. So I was really kind of interested in this, and I don't know. I guess I got off on a tangent, but it does happen. So, but yeah, this was one of those really kind of cool things. But anyway, that's technology. That's what we're dealing with, and I think the crypto is the latest version of financing, of fundraising,
and it's still in its infancy. It really is.
And we're still not. We still don't know where it's going to get to yet. But
Sure.
what earlier, just before the evening tonight, we're looking at. I said, what about what cryptos kind of went belly up?
Mm-hmm. Some I've never heard of.
Well, I mean, I can pop this in and just go, here is 5 of the next cryptos to blow up this year.
Hey, look, Ripple.
And 5 of the next cryptos to explode in 2022 by Yahoo Finance, which is, I wouldn't call them, any,
Well, XRP
risky.
back in the day was pretty popular, and I know a lot of people that own XRP today, but they can't do anything with it.
Right. So Solana, we've been looking at heavy. I got into
keep hearing about
Decentral.
Solana.
I got into Decentraland a year ago, and
Nice.
it's done. It was wicked cheap then, and now
Yeah.
it's like
It's like
now
$3
it's doing
now.
well. Flux, I haven't heard of Flux.
I have not either. I may have heard of it, but I don't know a lot about it.
XRP is what I found this site just an hour ago, and then of course my brother says I just bought Ripple, and what was Ripple? The price of Ripple right now? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And
Johnny,
and then
tell us?
Polygon, we've been looking at that.
Yeah.
That has been a
And the reason these coins are becoming popular is because they're not super expensive to gas fees. The gas fees are a big thing when you do a lot of, anytime you do these transactions online, you're going to pay a fee.
okay.
So, if you come up with these other ones that are super fast, super secure.
When you mean gas fee, what do you?
So a gas fee is like a almost like a sales tax, I guess. You go spend some money in the grocery store and they put a sales tax on the end of it.
Okay.
You could probably look at it as similar to that, or a commission fee maybe.
Okay.
Like a trading commission fee.
You're not the first.
Yeah.
You've said it just now, gas fee, and then I've heard this very recently.
They call it gas.
Yeah, and it's just I don't, but this sparked from another thing was that conversation where someone is dismissive of a technology because they don't understand it.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, let's flip that back on you. Do you really understand
Yeah.
everything that goes on in the boardroom at Apple?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's understanding of what goes on there.
Did
There are
you
people
read the
that
contract you signed when you bought your car, or did you just sign at the bottom? same difference.
Right. So, and not just that, the hedge funds, these are people trading in business, and someone would say, well, yeah, but I don't understand crypto. Well, maybe you don't have to.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have to because there's not one boardroom full of people. There's not 10 people in a boardroom actually controlling your fate.
Yeah.
Decentralized. That's part of the whole, the world is kind of controlling its fate, and the world can decide we like it and we want more of it.
Yeah.
And
truly
drive the
decentralized
value up.
You can vote as an owner of, these
Just by the
funds.
fact that you're buying, it makes it more in demand.
Sure.
And we've seen these coins go up. Bitcoin is usually riding the lead wave, and then everybody else goes because what happens? Some Bitcoin starts going up. Maybe I don't understand exactly how or why it is,
Sure.
But I do understand that other coins will follow.
Sure.
And we've seen this. We've seen these patterns, and we can kind of we can react to them. We can buy and sell based on those ripples, those waves.
Sure.
But so and then I have to go back and look, and I'm gonna jump into this next page here. Oops, let's close that junk. 7 potential bankruptcy stocks to sell in 2021.
Ooh, look for that.
I mean, basically, this was a year. This was just before 2021. People were saying AMC. They actually they filed bankruptcy.
Oh wow.
Transocean, Tanger Factory Outlet Centers, The Gap, Capri Holdings, Cody, Casper Sleep, companies I never heard of, but they are traded companies. And I could show you the page and talk more about what these were, but these are just a handful of stocks that all went into bankruptcy in either 2020 or 2021.
AMC really does not surprise me.
Well, they're still here.
They're still
they are
here,
still
but they
here,
came
which
off of
means
a long time frame when there was really nobody in the theaters.
well. The report, and I'll paraphrase, but the report did say that they were struggling before.
yeah.
They're
Before the pandemic.
Yeah, before the
gotcha.
pandemic. So
And that's because malls
their
are struggling.
malls are struggling,
Yeah.
and probably the fact that you can watch more content at home.
Yeah.
it's
It's too readily available.
as opposed to
And the size of people's, the whole leery of going there is that big screen. I mean,
So-
now they have 70-inch TVs you can buy for next to nothing for your
Right.
house. So it's it's not as much.
And there's a company that, like the film industry, it was known, and I'm not sure how accurate that is, but the film industry kind of controlled the profits of their films.
Sure.
And it got into the theaters. The theaters, from what I gather, really made no money on the actual film.
No.
They made money on the popcorn and the whatever other
And they
admissions,
have to pay, viewing rights, don't they? There's some kind of franchise fee.
you would think if they had to pay for the viewing rights, they would profit off the ticket sales.
You would think,
And my guess is
So I'm not sure how
that
it works,
the movie studios are taking the lion's share, if not all, the money from the ticket sales.
Yeah.
And that these movie theaters, and I've
Be lucky if they get a dollar.
well, they
ticket.
get their money. That's why you're paying $5 for a 10 cents worth of popcorn.
Yeah.
You know, and another $5 for 10 cents worth of Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, is because they have to. And that's why and then their latest restructuring was putting in all those overstuffed seats and charging you actually buy the seat, much like you're going to a concert.
Yeah.
So they're making it, you know, that was the big pivot before the pandemic was we need to do something because we're not making any money or our profits are down,
Yeah.
and we need to make it more so no more just going in getting a stadium, you know, getting that I don't know, getting that, what do you call it, baseball, you know, when you're at a baseball game, you're at a really simple seat, you don't have a back, you don't have recliners, you just have
Ooh,
a
look
simple
what Donnie just asked.
Ethereum has big gas fees. Yes,
No,
we
below
all
that.
know that. Anyone do NFTs? Yes, we're getting to that.
So we actually have something to talk about tonight, and we'll bring that up here in just a second. Appreciate you asking.
Yeah, we got a couple of neat things happening with that. So, so yeah, you know, I'm looking at, you know, other companies that have gone belly up. 2021 retailers filed for bankruptcy in 2021 so far, which Alex and Annie, I believe, is
Never heard of that.
yeah, they're companies that you've heard of the companies that they control.
Oh,
you know,
gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
but these are just a handful of retailers. They're retailers, so they're in the mall.
Back
So
and forth for
Oh, yeah.
years,
JCPenney,
talking
yeah.
about you know, filing bankruptcy, and you know, I wouldn't be surprised because you know they need to change their. You
What's
guys,
your,
you
okay.
guys must be related.
Oh God! Now what? What do you say? Can't see the value. Can't see the value. You know what? I still agree with that.
I know.
I can't see the value.
We're gonna
NFT.
do it anyway.
That doesn't. You know, I can't see the value in. I don't know. You know why? There's some ridiculousness
Oh,
to
sure.
this that I don't.
Oh,
I
what-
don't see the value in it.
what
But
is
that's
the amount of money that Candy
That means
Crush
I
made.
won't see the value. That means I'll never participate in in buying and selling valued NFTs.
Yeah.
I will never do that. Well, let me contradict that.
He's going to rephrase himself.
I'm going to rephrase. I just kind of like, oh no,
He didn't mean that.
I might attempt to
Yeah.
create and sell NFTs, but I will never buy one.
No.
Yes.
I don't have a need for it. What the hell am I going to do with it?
Okay, so let's kind of jump away from that.
But so, you know, we're going to.
All right,
we got
so
some stuff
you
coming,
got a
so-
thing you wanna? I'm gonna pull mine off here. Hang on. I'm gonna go back to us,
Do you want me to bring this video up real quick?
and I want you to run the video.
All right, and we're going to run this real quick. Give me 1 second. It's already shared. All right. Let's go over
So
here.
this is a video that was published about a year ago.
It's not sponsored by us. It's just one that we happen to find that we're going to try because we are going to be creating an NFT. I have some artwork that my daughter's created that I'm going to create it out of.
Go
So
ahead
we'll
and play the video.
Show you how to mint NFTs for free, the full process. You don't have to pay for anything, gasless, zero. Let's get it. Learn more useful things in crypto, how to make money online by subscribing to my channel. There will be new content almost every day. And now
He should have an overlay so it says the name of his channel.
Other YouTubers do.
Oh.
I just want to get right into the business. So in the last NFT video, I've shown you pretty much how to make your NFT, how to mint it. There was a lot of comments asking me to show the full process, so that's what I'll do. So Mintable allows you to mint.
All right,
your
we're just going to
NFT
run it to that
for
point.
free.
We
Yeah.
don't need to go crazy.
NFTs
So go ahead and
for
just
free
pull us
after
out of
you
there.
pay for gas.
Just go ahead and take us out,
That.
or I'll just do it. Okay, so he mentioned Mintable right off the bat.
Correct.
All right,
With
so
he says .com, but looks like it may have changed.
all right, so I am.
But it's still out there.
Well, initially you browsed for it and you couldn't find.
I couldn't find. I'm going. Oh, they
Okay,
killed it already.
what'd you use? Google.
I just tried Mintable.com, just typing it.
Oh,
And it
okay.
didn't find it, so I was like,
All right.
interesting.
So did a Yahoo? It looks like I did a Yahoo search, and let me just kind of jump into this.
when I did a Google search, it did find it by the
Let me do. Come on, add to stream. Okay, So can I zoom into this? Yeah, let me zoom in.
Yeah, maximize it so I can see.
Okay, so first thing, just typed in the word Mintable. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Mintable.app. Okay, so I'm looking and I'm going, okay, there's a site, looks like .app. And then I kept going down and
I think it was right below it.
I thought
I was talking about Mark Cuban?
Yeah.
It was right below it. It was the one link below it. Just go back up.
Mintable.app.
Right there.
Oh, right.
Yes,
Mark
like-
Cuban Companies, Mintable NFT. So something happened in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban bought Mintable.
It was probably at a bargain value for him, you know.
Oh
He
yeah,
probably
anything
still spent
early.
decent money for
he
it.
wanted
but-
he wanted a
yeah.
way that he wanted to buy into the ability to create NFTs.
Sure.
Because he knows that there's a lot of goofy people out there, a lot of celebrities that want their own images out there that
Yeah.
can buy and sell.
That's mainly what I've been hearing right now.
Why
is
don't
a
we
couple
call them
celebrities.
celebrity trading cards? You know, we have baseball, basketball, football trading cards. We'll call
Celebrity
these
cards.
celebrity trading cards. Oh my God! I think I just invented.
I was about to say.
Because it only seems like celebrities are really going to be creating and selling and buying. Ooh, I want to have the latest Snoop Dogg
The
trading
ones that are
card.
spending money.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm seeing the real people
So-
are probably buying on the lower end, hoping that they'll do something. You know.
So I jump over to this app, Mark Cuban Companies, and of course, if you know Mark Cuban, you know he's the Shark Tank guy, and he's the one who buys up companies because he can squeak out more profit and whatnot. So looks like Mark Cuban thought Mintable.app was a big deal.
Yeah.
So here we have a video, a YouTube video, which did fairly well.
Sure.
Talking about Mintable, and now here we have a billionaire tech guy buying Mintable. Something happened in the last year. So wouldn't it have been nice to, get involved with Mintable prior to Mark Cuban's, I'm not sure they were publicly traded, but anyway,
don't think so.
They might be now, but
Yeah. Or something.
so anyway, we got into that, and then I started kind of going around, and where is it? Mintable, I guess. Well, let's just go into the Mintable app since I seem to have closed that. And I thought it was really cool. Mint your NFT on the blockchain. Now we said we're going to do this.
Yes.
And you sent me an image that I have to do a little photoshopping.
We gotta do a little work to it first.
But I'm going to do a little work to it, and then we're going to put.
We'll create a video of
Hopefully,
of it.
sometime in the next week, we're
Yeah.
going to put an NFT out in the market, and you'll have to set up an account because it's your daughter's
I actually
image
I
that
did
she
create
created.
the account already, but it got at the MetaMask part, which I don't have a problem with, but it's not
Right.
on your computer, and I don't want to install it on your computer. So, we probably will eventually because the site actually allows you to create, I think, several NFTs for free.
Right.
And the stuff I'm seeing out there is just crazy what people are working with. So
Is that right? 20,000 items,
Possible.
18,000 views.
And I like stats. I think that's cool because when I put this out there, I'm really curious to see what what kind of stats it can produce. I'm hoping to be able to list it somewhere I can list it for bid instead of having to set a price, because I think that's the that's my preferred. But I mean, look at these
Okay.
goofy ass things.
Right.
I'm just like, really?
Right.
I'm gonna buy that one. That one.
Old 8-bit images, but I'm looking at these and going, you can make an offer.
Oh, is there an offer?
Well, no, it just says make an offer. Here's what I don't see.
There's probably categories.
Where people like you and me will probably create and sell, but we're not here to buy.
No.
We're here to sell.
Yeah. I don't have any need for it.
I can create images all day long that look like this, and if I can publish them for free,
Have at it.
great.
Right?
Have at it. Let's go for it. So, and of course, there's probably in Mintable.app, I'm sure, I don't know what,
This is the first
beyond
time
the
I'm
free
looking at
ones
it,
that
so
you get.
yeah, we don't
so
know yet all the.
We don't know yet. This is definitely
all the,
a direction we're going to head into.
Yeah.
And
New
anybody
technology.
who's ever been in here, what did Donnie say? Giddy is a good one for NFTs. Giddy.
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 We'll have to take a look at that one and see. Well, we're mainly looking at this for a low entry point because we're not sure what it's going to do. So we basically want to, find somewhere that we can create it. And if I understand it correctly, once it's on the blockchain, you can list it other places. And there may be a small listing fee.
Giddy. Well, that's what does Giddy really work? Well,
It's a
medical
little-
jargon aside.
You may have to pop us a
geez.
link.
There's some stuff I just saw. Erectile dysfunction. I think that I don't know.
You give us
Giddy,
a bum rapper, man.
that's erectile dysfunction. Giddy is that? I don't know. We're gonna do that off the
Yeah,
air.
we'll try that again
and
later.
Look at I'm glad images wasn't up because
Yeah, right.
I'd just be we'll look at this all the time. But so I don't know.
Wrong
I
site.
see.
He gave you the look. He says
Wow,
wrong site
Giddy.
now.
Oh, thank you. Well, at least there were only words.
Yeah, right.
No one's gonna, just words that pop up on the screen. So
So definitely look
Wrong
more for this
site.
coming up soon. We'll share our experience.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting, and versus the art that are here. I have a piece of art that my
oh,
daughter.
I have a
drew.
neat piece of art that I can.
Ooh.
Well,
We may beat your guy over at the art show and doing this, and we'll have to go. Hey, have you done your NFT yet? We've already started. Come on, man.
yeah, we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to start.
If
an
this works,
NFT.
you could send them this information. Say, hey, you can do your NFTs for free, man. Come on, what are you waiting for? You already got the art.
I'm. Yeah.
And if it does work, my daughter will create more stuff for me.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said,
Well, that
you're the
one-
artist. I'm
yeah.
the technical guy. We'll just share some profit.
That
and everyone's
one
happy.
NFT that she has, or that one image, she
I like
wants
it.
to remake it to a bunch of different,
Sure.
versions of that same image.
Sure.
Mostly just play with color and, I don't know. I still believe it's ridiculous, but I am not the person that they're marketing
He's
to.
still a profiteer, though.
But I will, if I can, I will profit from it.
Sure.
Sure. And much like that's one thing, and if we create NFTs, why not make them so that everybody will buy and sell them? Come up with a better way for people to want to get more into it. You
Well, so
started something.
You say that, and here's the funny thing that we don't know today. With the metaverse and all the online platforms that are coming up with VR and all that different stuff.
Right.
I'm pretty sure NFTs are going to play a part in it. I'm just not sure how yet. It could be that this piece of art you're selling is basically a payment token,
Right.
and maybe that's how it, comes about to play. But remember, when you create these, you can set residuals on them.
Right.
So if I can set a 5% residual and it sells once at $100 and then $1,000 and then
Hey, I'm all about, I
know.
like the idea. I like the concept
Sure.
of a stream of income.
sure.
But this whole a JPEG worth $10,000 or
We'll see.
or three, or three crypto coins.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, no, I'm sorry. It's a bit ridiculous. It's absurd to think that someone's going to buy a JPEG
Ridiculous.
for $9,000. It's not going to happen. Much like the next version of this is obviously buying real estate in the metaverse.
Yeah, which are
or
already
the
doing.
specific metaverse. Well, you say that.
Well, I did,
Do
the
you
article
know
I just
any-
read that said that Miller
I
Lite
know.
is building a tavern,
I know.
and I think they're going to do something to the Super
I
Bowl.
know. Well,
I don't get. I'm like, who does that?
Well, here's
don't
the
know.
thing. When you create a metaverse, you're creating a 3D virtual reality.
Yeah.
And what I've seen of it is that they will take the globe, the planet, being that it's already
kinda like
mapped
Google
out.
Earth, right?
It's Google Earth.
Yeah.
They'll take Google Earth and they'll pixelate it
Yeah.
so that you can go and buy a pixel.
Yeah.
So if you
Of your
want to
actual
buy,
street. I should buy
if
my
you
house
wanna
street
buy,
where I lived, where I grew up.
you know, if you want to buy 42nd Street in New York City, go ahead and buy it. Why this one company, this one tech company decided to make
Yeah.
and claim it as their ownership.
Sure. I don't even know where it is or
Right.
where it's located.
Can someone buy my house
I
in the
imagine-
metaverse?
I would imagine.
So, in theory, that
Well,
house
I wonder what's-
belongs to me.
I wonder what
And
it's
how is
worth
that
in the
going to change?
metaverse.
Is that going to change when you buy a house? Does it include if I just bought this house tomorrow? Now, are you?
and by
am
the way,
I
you get
buying
the
the,
metaverse
house
too.
or am I buying the pixel in the metaverse of my house as well?
I think it's
Why
the
shouldn't
pixel,
that
but-
come with me? You
Yeah.
know, come with it.
Yeah.
It's my property. I own this block of land that the house sits on.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be my property if you decide tomorrow?
Probably because it's not tied to the
Yeah,
you know,
right.
something, you know.
That's just it. So
Yeah.
why the hell would I want to buy something that I've already purchased in real life?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, and how could a company that just says, "Well, I'm going to, you know, take Dean's house and make it a spot in the metaverse, and
Yeah.
I'm going to make money off it"? Isn't that an invasion of privacy?
Probably not.
Oh, you'd
We
be
won't-
surprised.
we won't go
I'll
there.
bet you there's a lawyer out there who would
We
love
don't wanna
that
go
will
there.
wind up championing this cause. Why are you selling my piece of property for 10,000? Why are you able, because you can create it in three-dimensional world, why are you able to make $10,000 off of my piece of land that I paid for in real?
I don't know.
Well, let's call it real money, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Not that fake Ethereum stuff, you know? So that's kind of what I'm getting to is you know, if someone's going to
good
actually run
questions.
around, you know, why?
Well, it's like buying the .coms. I bought them before you did.
Now
and
go
I'm gonna
back
sell it
on
to you
this
later.
list. You've got Decentraland on the list. I bought into Decentraland.
You
They
did.
are one of the big four metaverses.
Yes.
You know, you go on
And
there
NFTs.
and you go look up my address. I'm not going to put it out, but you look up my address, and I don't know if somebody owns it, but likely if nobody owns it, well, technically Decentraland owns it. You
Yeah.
know, the tech
'Cause they
company
own the
that
metaverse.
built
Yeah.
that particular metaverse, and there's no one metaverse to rule them all. It's not Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
is their version.
Yeah.
Facebook has their version. I don't think Facebook is doing it quite like
I
Decentraland.
am not
is
even
doing.
sure. I have not logged in
well,
to even tested it.
we tried it a little bit
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Horizon Worlds,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was no.
That's an offshoot, though.
But
That's
there was no relationship to a specific map on the planet.
Correct. Yeah. yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
they're not doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe you know. Maybe
Well, they may be, but maybe not in that
Face-
section. Yeah.
Maybe Facebook. You know, what's his name is going to. You know, think ahead. Going, nah, I don't want to be. I don't want to have a piece of property. I don't want to have Dean's house because he's
Yeah.
going to call a lawyer and sue me for the house, the digital version of the house.
Yeah. I slipped and fell when I was outside on your lawn.
Oh, in the
I was
metaverse.
walking in the metaverse and I slipped and fell
Slipped and bumped into a wall
Yeah,
because
I'm
my
gonna sue you.
yeah.
Next thing you know, lawyers' offices are going to pop up all over the place, and you know, John, you know,
You know what? But the
Dan
thing
Nolan's gonna
that's
have-
the only problem I have is if they're going to map my house or map my little part of this universe.
yeah, I think most of what they're mapping currently, there's no estate there currently. You're buying the square.
The coordinate, but the GPS coordinates based on
yeah.
You know,
Uninhabited.
because they're actually mapping. I think it was Decentraland. They're actually mapping the globe and making the locations actual
Okay.
locations like global.
Interesting.
You know, so it's kind of like Google Earth.
I'm gonna have to get into the site
You know.
and see, you know, because
Now,
I'd love to see if we
hey,
can get on there in the VR.
Why wouldn't Google Earth be a metaverse?
They've already got the
be
platform.
everything. They've already got the cameras running all over the place, shooting 3D stuff. Why wouldn't you want to be able to put yourself in that? That would be brilliant. But
I don't know.
again,
Suck it in.
But again, you know, my little square foot of land here that I paid for in actual U.S. currency.
Yeah,
I don't think they should be selling that in the metaverse.
I don't know.
So that's my problem. That's my biggest problem. And
Need to
I
look into
sure
that
as hell
one.
I'm not going to spend $10,000
Yeah, I know.
on a pixel
Something digital.
for a pixel.
Yeah.
You know, let alone a JPEG
Yeah.
and a pixel.
Yeah.
You know, that I kind of agree with all the old farts out there that go, you know, I don't know what those guys are doing and I don't understand it. And
But-
well, I understand what's happening.
But if it does happen, we can all say that, well, I just didn't see it. And that's why I didn't do
right
it.
now, those
Yeah.
two things, NFTs and metaverse, it's celebrity playground.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're trying to attach it, make young people want it.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to afford it.
Well, and some businesses are buying in. What was it? Nike that was doing the overlay of
Their
shoes
they
on
created
people
their
in
own,
there.
their own virtual shoes. You know, that's what
which
I heard.
which I'm sure comes with the cost.
Absolutely, but you know that's an avatar.
You
So
buy
if
it
you
with
want
an
to dress
NFT.
your avatar, if you have an avatar, that would assume that every platform's avatars are interchangeable.
Yeah.
I only have to make one avatar.
Well, they got
and
upsells
plug it
and, yeah,
into
yeah.
whatever. If I get on Facebook, that's my avatar.
Mm-hmm.
But we've actually been on programs within Oculus,
Yeah.
and created individual avatars.
Mm-hmm.
So, at what point does an avatar translate one avatar instead of why do I have to
Yeah.
keep making avatars?
Sure.
Then I might buy some Nikes if they're affordable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not $100.
Yeah. Like in
But
life.
you know, like in life, you know,
Special version.
But if I want some
$600.
some virtual Nikes,
Yeah.
I'll pay $5 for those.
Well, you know, it's what's funny you say that because when we look back to the example of Candy Crush, so it's ingenious.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
Because look at my
you know,
freaking
and
money
people
they make
spend
per
people
day.
spend extra money just for that extra life to
Make a
keep the
shit
party
ton of money
to keep the party
per
going
day.
to keep the party going for an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They'll buy the extra life.
So it could be the same thing for the metaverse, you know?
Sure.
You know, if they
put
make it cost
50 cents here, $1 there. Go for it.
Times
You'll
a
make
million and a
you'll
half
make
people.
$1 trillion
Yeah.
off of this thing. Go for it,
Yeah.
you know. But don't tell me you're going to sell a JPEG that I create for $10,000. I don't see it happening. I get on this Decentraland or not, you know. I get on the site and where is it? I bounced out, so I guess. Oh, there it is. So I get on, you know, these sites. I see prices. I see content. I see people that own them. What I don't see is sales.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they list, you know, they have a listing, and maybe not on this particular website, but they list. A lot of them list sales, and the sales are zero. They list trades.
Well, Mintable's showing what looks to be purchases, you know, and like this one looked like it was 2 hours ago.
My brother he said, miss the railroad salvage days. Railroad salvage was a retail store.
Okay.
And this retail store spawned off of, I guess, train wrecks.
Oh,
'Cause
wow.
When inventory would kind of
To go-
be delivered on a
delivered
train
in
and the
from-
train wrecked, there was a lot of damaged merchandise.
Wow.
So compare that to today. You know, they have like stores that pop up that just sell
Okay.
slightly damaged merchandise.
Yeah.
There's a store at the mall at the West Oaks.
Okay.
There's a store at the mall that sells Amazon undeliverables. You go in and you find bins
funny.
and bins of just open box crap.
Were they
And it's like
undeliverables, or
50
did they get
cents.
picked up in front of people's houses?
It looks like they were just either fell out of the truck. The thing was broken. It was returned and unreturnable.
Yeah.
And
just
somebody
toss 'em.
somebody went in and said, "I will buy a truckload of whatever it is you got sitting around."
Yeah.
And then went to a store, got a deal on a store, went in there and marked everything $1.
Yeah, you can do that. You know, you go to like
Yeah.
what's that big store that used to be that in the mall? I can't remember the name. Like
Yeah.
but you can go. You can buy
Yeah.
a pallet
Right.
of stuff that they just want to get rid of.
Right,
You know, they're like,
right.
you know what, we ain't gonna
So
do
that's
with
what
it.
my brother was saying. Railroad salvage.
Okay.
It was in our hometown. There's this place called Railroad Salvage, and they would have stuff. I bought a moped. I
Really?
bought a moped at Railroad Salvage
That's
years ago when I was like 16 years old. First got my license, and I bought a moped, a Jawa moped.
That's funny.
I think I paid $300
Yeah.
for it. Brand new moped. Just
Happened to be there.
it was unwanted inventory.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that's what
craziest
Big
food
Lots is.
between Big Lots is kind of like unsellable inventory.
Yeah, they sell the hell out of that shit.
Stores wind up. Well, I mean, you look at all the other stores like Ross.
Yeah. I think it's kind of the
All
same,
their
yeah.
clothing,
Yeah.
all their merchandise were basically last year, 2 years ago, stuff they couldn't sell.
TJ Maxx. I was there.
TJ Maxx.
I went
and
in there and
Ross.
like going, "This
These are
kinda looks like
stores
that."
that just take last year's inventory.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
all
they
the
paid next
big-
to nothing for it, and they're selling it for a
And-
decent price normally.
and you'll save. I've
Sure.
I've picked up like my favorite Merrill hiking shoes one time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd buy those, and they're like $80 brand new. And I'd buy them for 30.
yeah.
So you can buy stuff. You're just buying last year's,
yeah.
fashion.
And in most
Yeah,
cases, that's
all
fine
right,
for most
you
people,
know.
but
So,
especially if you're looking for a bargain.
yeah. In fact, I think the shirt I'm wearing I bought at Ross. But so Railroad Salvage. Yeah, funny. But yeah. So wow, 8:00.
8:01.
We had a blast.
Good show.
Did we miss anything? Is there anything else
We always miss something because
we talked about Mintable?
But Mintable was the big one. I think that's so. Hopefully, but by next show, that's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
We'll have an NFT online, hopefully showing some numbers. Rather it sells or not, it's another story.
Let's set
but,
that as a goal. Let's get an NFT.
so
up
we are
and
going to try to
running.
get it up by next
And
week.
you've already got that wallet, so
Yeah, I've already got it. So if we're going to do it here, I have my.
Wouldn't that be some? If all of a
I'll put
sudden it
MetaMask
sold?
on here, and we'll have to.
Wouldn't that be some if it sold for
Oh, it would.
$9,000?
I mean, my daughter would be happy.
Yeah. Really? You
And
gonna
I'll-
give it to her?
I'm splitting it with her.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
doing the tech work. She's
Wait a minute. I'm cleaning up the image. What's my
so,
cut?
yeah,
So
so
you gotta.
we gotta.
so
we all have to share.
We have a share in this little business venture. So okay.
And like I say, she'll create some more. She can draw, and I like what she did, and that literally, is an image of her, and she's done some other work for us. She's done like some Christmas gifts for us. Like she did some pictures of the dogs. And, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely
Good
looking forward to
times.
that.
Good
so.
stuff.
So let's hope this works, and maybe we'll just do an NFT business next year.
Hey, I have no problem, with side hustle business.
Yeah.
I got no problem with that.
I need
So-
one more passive income idea. So
Yeah.
well, that's not really passive, but it's worth it.
Actually, it probably is once you create them.
But
Once you
it's a
create 'em-
one-time sale. The residuals are not.
But the
Yeah.
residuals,
the
yeah, that
residuals.
could be a
That's the
passive.
passive portion of it. But you got to get up to that point of listing.
Sell
it, so-
them. If I can make them for next to nothing,
Yeah, sure.
and then we can sell them for $50.
Yeah,
Let's
just set that
let's
residual and let it ride.
Make some really cool images. All right, so that's it.
Yeah, we could be all day talking about this.
We're gonna be plotting and planning our NFT insurge in the coming days. So it should be fun. And so that's it. That's all I got tonight. Thanks, Donnie, for chiming in with us.
Appreciate it,
It's always
appreciate it.
fun when you he just celebrated a birthday a couple days ago. So
Mine was in January, so
yep. So happy birthday, Donnie. I will.
definitely happy birthday.
Good night. I think that's it. I'm just gonna start shutting stuff off here. And good night, everybody. What?
Who is
Comments?
that?
VOM Red Hemis. All right, so we're gonna. All right, I don't know what that is.
What
but,
is that? I'm curious, actually.
All right, so I tried to jump out, and then all
No,
of a
we
sudden
can
this
wait on
comment looks. Hamis Chavon.
So expand on that for a second. I would
Red.
be curious to see what you're talking about.
I
there.
don't know what Vom Red means.
I don't either, but I'm always curious to learn something new.
All right, so here's
Well, hit it up on Facebook.
yeah.
Put a comment on there.
I'm gonna
We'll check it
comment
out.
in CameraDean at gmail.com. That's me. Boom. I'm gonna drop that in. I'd love to hear from you. So
Sure, yeah, definitely.
So definitely, let me know how what that means.
Yes.
Is that are you speaking in code?
We'd like to explore it further. I've never heard of it myself.
I'm
so
gonna probably Google it right now.
we
Just,
will after the show. You guys have a good night.
Good night,
Appreciate
everybody.
The talk.
All right. Now I'm gonna be more quick to end this thing. Good night.